made a film of a bus driver this morning. It's brilliant. He told me everything. But you just reminded me. I've been asking the last couple of days if we're going to school holiday times this one, and none of them even knew. She's nice. She's on my bus. They didn't even know.
They don't know.
It's crazy.
And when you ask them, it's like they're doing you a favour, or like you're asking something you shouldn't ask. One guy who works at the blind college who's partially sighted. He asked us.
I know who you mean.
And he asked one of the drivers, the one who's very stern, and he said, "Well, how do you expect me to know? They don't tell us anything."
Do you know what they get paid though? Do you know what the drivers get paid?
Yeah, not a lot.
Yeah, they only get paid 17 grand. The bus driver told me that this morning, and they have to do a 45-hour week.
Yeah, they don't get paid a lot.
Yeah.
My partner used to work for the owners, and they get paid the same as the cleaners.
Yeah.
So it's the responsibility they've got. That's one as well.
So I'm going to go.
That driver's got a bad attitude, because when it was snowing, when it was flooding, we had to get on the bus, and he went, whoa, before you get on the bus, he said, I'm not going back that way. Say it nicely, say, I'm really sorry, but I can't get back that way. Don't approach us like that, we're paying you wages.
The world's gone mad when the bus drivers are even a bit arsey with you, you know? And they know us all. Well, they don't know most of us, but I'm going to go speak to Gareth in a few days and say, if you want to get some, because I'm quite well known on the internet, and Gareth knows it, if you want to get some votes, right, probably a later one we need, don't we?
It would be nice to know there was a later one, so that if you wanted to spend a little bit of time in town, you could. If the last one didn't run, you knew there was another one coming.
I was offered a job about 3 months ago, just as a driver with a company in Hereford, because I'm looking for some new work. And I had to say, I've got to be at this bus stop at 6:15, and the one in the morning, I can't be sure I can get in at 8:30. And he said, I'd love to give you the job, but he said, I just,
There's one lady that was sacked because she kept being late.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah.
We used to get on the bus.
And this is meant to be, of course, the big hypocrisy is that David Cameron came in saying, we're going to be the greenest government ever.
The big hypocrisy has been with successive governments making noises about they want everybody to use public transport cut. And yet, if everybody just for one day turned around and said, okay, you're right, we'll do that, the country will come to a complete standstill and collapse.
What's your first name?
Mandy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
But the big laugh is on Maggie Thatcher, because you know how she said, if you remember, if a man of older than 30 is getting on the bus, he's a loser. I've met the nicest people in my whole life. I even met my girlfriend. I met her on the bus.
Do you know, the thing is as well, that I lived in London for a lot of years, and people in London don't drive because you have no need to drive.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people up there without licences, so it's just not necessary. The system works, and Ken Livingstone, for whether he's right or wrong
hero.
in a lot of other things, he was right when he
refused the gong, He refused his gong.
But he cut the fares up there on the buses, so it was a flat rate.
Yeah.
If you went 3/4 of a mile, it was something like 40p, and if you went further than that, it was 60p, and that was it. And everyone said you'll lose money, that's never going to work. But they had so many people, the buses couldn't cope. Everybody started using them because they knew what they were going to pay. It was a reasonable amount of pay.
But do you know what the biggest rip-off of all is? Because I lived in London myself for 13 years, and I flew planes all around Europe, and I know how Europe works. We've got the densest population, we've got natural resources, blah blah blah. Our prices should be half what they are in Europe, and they're the most expensive.
Europe would understand that you don't make profit out of a public transport system. It's there to provide a service for your people that keeps everything else going.
But relative to the expenditure that European countries are paying on their bus networks, ours should be. It should be a lot less because of our dense population.
The trouble with this country is that... Okay,
what's the trouble with this country, Mandy?
Back in the Victorian times, we were up there and we were good at everything. And since then, we sit back on our laurels and say, we're the best, not looking at the people coming back over our shoulder, overtaking and going in front of us. We still sit there and saying, we're the best, and they're not. They've gone way ahead of us in a lot of things.
Oh yeah, but I know what the trouble with this country is, and you're allowed to do that if because all everyone thinks about this country is glittery things and stuff to buy for Christmas, and I know not everybody, but Yeah, but do you know what? For 20 years I've lived around Dorman Valley, up in the Black Mountains, Hay on Wye, and what the real trouble is, our generation, most of my friends my age who are reasonably well educated, politically aware, went on Rock Against Racism and all that sort of stuff when we were young. You say to them, let's organise a protest to stop the fares going up on the buses. Oh no, we're too precious for that. Exactly. And Hay on Wye is just full of that.
Oh, Hay on.
I've got, and this is not a brag, I've got laws changed because of Hay on Wye, and that's not a brag. I have a freedom of speech law because of the hypocrites at Hay on Wye in my name. But no, but seriously, it's all. If I say to my friends, but I was with one the other day, like ethical, super hippie, not a hippie, they're not hippies anymore. But if I say to them, well, look, you agree, the bus fares are going up. Let's write some letters to the council. Let's try and, organise a little something. Oh no. That's for other people to do.
Yeah.
That's the real problem in
just
Britain.
like complain and not do anything about it.
Yeah. Anyway, there we go. Wonder if we'll get home tonight. I don't actually want to get home tonight because I'm in the middle of doing some work. And even with a friend of mine, what pisses me off about Hereford, we actually, for a laugh, went to the homeless shelter and it was full. And with all this empty building in Hereford, all these empty buildings, and there are people sleeping out in -10 rather. That's what really pees me off. But anyway, there we go. Me, I'm emigrating. Had enough. Where would you go and live? Where's your favourite place?
Britain. Because I will not be forced out of my country. It's my country, I was born here, and I will not be forced out of it.
But we've lost to PFI and all those people.
And if everybody abandons it, it just gets worse.
Well, you're dead right. Of course you're dead right.
I'm not being pushed out of my
And do
country.
you know why I've got to stay here? Because I've got a 14-year-old daughter, and it's up to me to keep pushing to make sure her society is just about bearable. Oh, here it comes!